on today's program as we head to Midway. What on earth is going on in Midway? Well, could be a fair bit if Nicole Ferrier gets her way. She and Jenny Simmons and some other hockey moms, hockey parents in Midway are leading the charge on an entry to the Kraft Hockeyville competition. You'll remember this one. We've already spoken about it regarding an entry in Nakusp. Tons of community spirit and support up there. It sounds like the same deal in Midway. Earlier today, I spoke to Nicole Ferrier. She's got a couple of youngsters on her own, soon to be bombing around the ice at the Boundary Expo Rec Center. And I began by asking Nicole just why get involved with this competition.
I think that, the main reason that my friend Jenny decided to enter Midway is our arena is the hub for kids in the winter time, and there's teams that come from all over, and our dressing rooms really need to be upgraded.
Because of course there's $100,000 in arena upgrades up for first prize if you do win this. Not to mention an NHL preseason game, which would make it even more of a hub, eh?
For sure. It'd be pretty exciting for this area.
So you're telling me that the dressing room upgrades are what's desperately needed in Midway?
Yeah, well, they're really small. Like if the Ice Maidens, the ladies team in Midway, if they have everyone there, they have to use two of the dressing rooms, and I believe there's 4, but they're just really small. So if anyone, we've had teams from Spokane, Grand Forks, kind of all over. That's their main complaint, is there just isn't enough room in there. There's only one shower. They're tiny. They're old. They need to be updated.
So you guys got involved in this competition. Basically, the way it works, for anyone not sure, you submit an entry. People are free to toss their stories onto the Kraft Hockeyville website, and then we've now finished the submission phase, and we're waiting for Kraft Hockeyville CBC, the organizers involved, to name their top 10 finalists, at which point we go to public voting. Why should people out there across Canada vote for Midway? What will make them pay attention to your little community?
I think that there's just so many. Our community ended up with 98 stories,
which is a very good number.
It is a good number. With the population of Midway itself is just over 600 people.
And there's towns that have 20,000, 30,000 and only have single digits in the stories.
Exactly. And so I think everyone's stories that are on our Hockeyville bid they're quality stories. They're stories that it's not like we just said, hey, vote for Midway, we're the best. Everybody that submitted their stories really put a lot of thought into it. Everyone that read them, there was hardly any dry eyes. There's just so much passion for it. And there's a really great story about the kids, Kettle Valley Express, going to provincials last year. And they missed the gold medal game between Canada and the U.S. because they were doing a bottle drive.
Huh.
That's history in the making. And these young kids, 10 years from now, they're going to say, oh, we didn't get to watch that because we were trying to raise funds to go to provincials. Nobody ever thought they were going to go to provincials, So, I don't know. I think it just really shows the passion that kids have for hockey here.
And all over the community, obviously, if people are submitting these kind of stories.
Exactly.
And it's worth probably pointing out here, Nicole, that, you go to some of the bigger centers, they have a little bit more money in the kitty to do things like arena upgrades, which you guys are probably in a little bit more need of.
Well, that's exactly it. And, it's kind of been talked about in town about how we haven't done a lot in the Kraft Hockeyville campaign. We made 4 T-shirts with iron-on decals, and other communities, they have thousands of T-shirts made. Well, like Jenny said, if we had the money to make thousands of T-shirts, we wouldn't need to win Hockeyville. We don't have the funds to make 100 T-shirts and make hockey pucks and
buy TV ads.
Yeah, and we're doing what we can with what we have. And honestly, those 4 T-shirts that we made, everybody's like, where can I get one? And how can I buy one from you guys? And it's just so neat to see the community come alive again, I guess, is what is most important about this Hockeyville bid for everybody.
Okay, now the Jenny you've been mentioning a couple times is Jenny Simmons. She works for the city of Midway, does she?
The village of Midway, yeah. She's a receptionist in the village office. And like I said before, she's the one that submitted Midway as a contestant for the contest, and she's been busy putting ads in the newspaper, and there's the Craft Hockeyville Facebook page that, she's always throwing comments out on that, and she's put a lot into it, and her and I are constantly on the phone. Did you think of this? Did you think of that? What about this? And, I know everybody in the community is offering suggestions, and we have the tournament, the men's and ladies tournament coming up this weekend, so we've got a few things going on for that. And
Well, let me interrupt you there. Tell me about this tournament, because you got to wait for a month here, don't you, for
yes.
the Hockeyville finalists to be announced. But what is this tournament this weekend, men's and ladies senior?
Yeah, there's 6 men's teams. The age, I think, is over 20 years of age, I think.
Adult hockey, anyway.
Men's adult hockey. 6 teams of men, and then there's 4 ladies teams. They have the beer garden. They're having, I think, a live band session, actually, at the community hall in Midway afterwards.
On the Saturday night?
Yeah, on the Saturday night. A couple of the guys that play hockey, play guitar, play drums, sing, so they're just going to kind of jam out a little bit.
Just celebrating the game of hockey here.
Yeah, everybody's just getting really excited about it.
Good stuff.
Their first game starts at 6 o'clock on Friday night. I believe the ladies play, and it goes until Sunday afternoon. So we have a full weekend of hockey going on here.
So if anyone's in the Midway area, check that out. Men's and ladies tournaments. Bands playing on Saturday night, and of course we're all going to be anxiously awaiting the 10 finalists to be announced. When is it? March 8th?
March 8th.
There we go.
On air with CBC.
There you go. Nicole Ferrier, thanks for telling us about it today.
Thank you so much.
Nicole Ferrier is helping lead the charge on Midway's submission to the Craft Hockeyville competition. Got to wait for the final 10. As you heard, they'll be announced March 8th. Check out that tourney in Midway if you're in that area this weekend as well. It's a cool story, isn't it? About kids and undoubtedly some of their parents too, missing the gold medal game at the Vancouver Olympics because they were doing a bottle drive to fundraise for provincials. Not that most of the rest of us weren't busy emptying out bottles to contribute to efforts like that. It's not quite the same, is it? We'll make sure to follow that story in early March. And with that, overtime comes to a close for another day. The Rebels and Border Bruins hit the ice at 7:30 this evening in Grand Forks.